Obrigado a todos por terem vindo, está bem? Vamos fazer uma pequena apresentação da Aerocompact. Somos os distribuidores oficiais para Portugal. Brevemente, final de agosto, setembro, vamos fazer algo presencial, para explicar melhor e mostrar o material mais ao vivo e poderem ver e tocar. Mas para já vamos fazer um pequeno webinar de introdução. Já temos aqui estoque das Estruturas. É um fabricante austríaco, fabrica todo europeu, e tem soluções muito, muito, muito interessantes, especialmente para o segmento industrial, para coberturas metálicas de sanduíche, para coberturas planas industriais, com estruturas lastradas, e penso que vai ser mesmo muito interessante para vocês. Em termos de estruturas para residencial de telhado, são boas estruturas. Pá, nós gostamos de ser sinceros, não estão tão bem adaptadas, ou seja, não têm tantas
Flexibilidade.
opções, tantas flexibilidade para os telhados portugueses, que são todos tortos. São mais estruturas feitas para telhados direitinhos
Do norte da Europa.
ok?
Exato.
Está a ver, porque vai haver novidades brevemente nesse sentido. E também o João vai mostrar também o Aerotool, que é uma ferramenta
Vai
de
ser o Juan,
simulação.
vai ser o colega dele que é mesmo do Aerotool, que é o Cristian.
Ok.
O Cristian.
Desculpa.
Exatamente.
Vai ser apresentado também o Aerotool, que é uma ferramenta de simulação. Podem fazer layout do telhado, calcular as cargas de vento, desloca o lastro que vão necessitar, para poderem calcular também a carga, se o telhado, se a cobertura suporta ou não o telhado, e dá-vos logo a lista de peças que vão necessitar, tudo direitinho. Vão gostar mesmo muito, é uma ferramenta muito útil para vocês, para orçamentarem a estrutura ideal e para apresentarem aos vossos clientes, está bem? Vou dar uma pequena palavra ao André, que depois vamos começar então com o João, está bem?
Bem, mais uma vez também bom dia a todos. Tal e como o Pedro referiu, nós acreditamos muito nestas estruturas porque vêm tirar aqui uma grande lacuna do mercado, que são as estruturas com pouco distanciamento entre o painel e o telhado, que vários problemas vão trazer de futuro. O Juan também vai falar disso, portanto não me vou alongar. Mas como o Pedro vos disse, em termos de comercial e industrial, sinceramente é do melhor que nós temos agora no mercado. E, portanto, espero que seja do vosso agrado, que vejam todas as melhores soluções e que se identifiquem com alguma das lacunas que o Juan vai dizer e referir em relação à diferença entre instalar Aerocompact ou não. Passo a palavra então ao Juan. Bom dia, boa continuação. Até já, obrigado.
Ok.
Eu peço desculpa, uma pequena parte, peço desculpa interromper novamente. Pronto, o Juan fala espanhol. Se alguém me compreender alguma coisa, digam, e eu, o André, traduzimos, está bem?
E depois o Christian será em inglês, ok?
Sí, no, a presentación vai ser en inglés, pero poden facer preguntas en portugués, en español, inglés, comunicámonos entre todos, ¿no?
Exacto.
Ok, perfecto. Vou comenzar ahora a presentación, ok? Bom día a todos. Tito. Ok. Se ve o PowerPoint?
Sim.
Perfeito.
Perfecto. Ok, bom dia a todos. Obrigado por participar neste primeiro webinar de Aerocompact para Solarshop. Sou Juan Rodríguez, o director de vendas de Aerocompact na Península Ibérica. Tamén está presente o meu compañeiro Christian Freser, que é un gestor de proxectos, experto na aplicación Aerotool. Okay? Ao final da presentación, ele vai facer unha pequena presentación de Aerotool, de como funciona. Ok, bueno, estou moito satisfeito de poder traballar con Solarshop. Creo que vai nos ajudar moito a abrir o mercado aquí en Portugal, as nosas estruturas de Aerocompact. O webinar vai ser maioritariamente en inglés. Eu falo un pouco de portugués, creo que é máis portuñol que portugués, pero bueno, podemos comunicarnos sin problema, ok? Durante o webinar poden facer preguntas en calquera lingua, teremos o gusto de responder as preguntas que podan ter, ok? Bem, vamos começar. Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to start with giving you some insight on who we are as a company. Who is Aerocompact? Okay, so we are a company from Austria in the Alps. The mountains you see here in your screen are what we see from our headquarters in Sardinia. Okay, we're right in the Alps, and we specialize in developing, manufacturing, and distributing PV mountain solutions. Okay, we consider all static requirements, wind and snow loads, and the highest industry standards and norms. Okay. Our success story began with an innovative bracket system for mounting solar panels that reduces the amount of material required for the structure by a third. Since that first flat roof structure, we have introduced many more structures which cover all types of roofs. Okay, I always like to begin a presentation with our vision and mission as a company, which emphasizes our obsession with secure systems and how they can be safely secured for many years. So the mission just says, with our intelligent assembly solutions, we enable people to securely fasten solar systems. So let's keep that in mind, okay? Safety is the most important aspect of a PV installation for Aerocompact. Okay, so I'm briefly going to go through the philosophy behind Aerocompact and the reason why we became successful in such a short time. Okay, I want you to know more what's behind the company. So first of all, what is the brand essence of Aerocompact? This can be split into three: brand, engineering, and product. Okay, so we believe in having a strong brand. It's important for us. In order to give us a visibility in this very crowded market and competitive market. Our name is trademarked and it's displayed in all our marketing materials and products. Okay, 2 months ago we rebranded the company and you can see the results on our website. Second, engineering. Without a strong engineering team, we will not be able to produce such valuable structures. Aerocompact takes pride in having a very strong engineering team based in Sardinia, Austria. More than half of our workforce works in an engineering role. This has allowed us to work with economic powerhouses such as Amazon, IKEA, Audi, or Aldi. Also, a strong emphasis on engineering has led us to the full digitalization of the business with the help of our tool, AeroTool, which we'll talk about later. And finally is the product, the end product. We carry 4 product lines, which is the compact flat for flat roofs, the compact ground for ground mount, the compact metal for metal roofs, and compact pitch for pitch roofs. Okay, all are tested at a high level internally and externally. And the constant innovation and digitalization allows us to design and optimize our products regularly and make them more attractive to the market. This brings us to the next, This brings us to the global sales network we have built over the years. This is a very important department in charge of opening up new markets with the help of distribution partners like you, Solarshop. And in this map, you will see highlighted our 3 headquarters, okay? Our EU and global headquarters are based in Austria, in Sardinia and Vienna. In North Carolina, you will have the USA headquarters, and in India, we have the Asia headquarters. Okay, all the other blue dots are sales offices. And since the end of last year, we have the Iberia office. Okay, I'm here, La Coruña, just above Portugal. So I'm very near to you guys. Okay, it's just a 2-hour drive. And well, this is just a quick visual of our headquarters. Okay, this is North Carolina, and these are both in Sardinia. And then we have the HQ in Vienna, where the global management offices are. Okay, so I would now like to give you a glimpse into the very important engineering services behind our products and the services we provide our clients. We place high demands on our final products. We have high expectations. So through our engineering services and the high standards, we have obtained all necessary certifications for our products. We have all the CE markings, all the TUV markings. And all our strict engineering practice have resulted in being able to provide you with 25 years warranty on our structures, which I think is one of the highest in the market at this moment in time. And a very important part of our product development is the wind tunnel testing of all our structures. Here at the Institute...
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Não sei se ouviram bem, mas 25 anos de garantia nas estruturas
25.
todas, ok?
Mhm.
E as peças estão todas metálicas, não há quase, acho que não há plástico nenhum, ou seja, esta garantia é real, ok? João, please continue, okay? Thank you.
No problem. A very important part of our product development is the wind tunnel testing. We have two structural engineers working at the Industrial Aerodynamics Institute in Aachen, in Germany. Okay, our structures are tested to withstand winds of more than 250 kilometers per hour. This will probably never occur, but all our structures are tested for those kind of winds. Okay, so we always try to make sure that the installation is safe and the wind will not take it away. Okay. So another institute we work closely with is the Institute for Physical Material Research in Vienna. We use their services and know how to guarantee the strength of the material in our structures. And these are just some photos of the ongoing testing we have with them. Okay, so material strength test. We also work with the TÜV Rheinland for comprehensive analysis testing. So as you can see, and finally, before I forget, our software development. We have the Aerotool software. Solarshop have used it, and we will provide you with some more information later on. Okay, so yeah, just to end this, brief introduction to Aerocompact, the company and its engineering philosophy, I will play you a quick video portraying the engineering behind the products. Okay. Okay, so to finish off this first part of the presentation, just a quick recap on what makes us unique. As we saw, we're a global company. We have a full product line, powerful sales team, powerful engineers, innovation team behind the products, Aerotool software, which is a very powerful tool, which you will be able to use. All our products are tested on the highest level, and there's no static failures since the company exists. So, we're very sure of our product. Okay, so Aerocompact is committed to growing a successful business with its partners. So with Solarshop, we are committed to offering the best product to all of you in Portugal. This brings us to the core customer values of the company, which are consult, sustainable increase in success, custom, solution-oriented development, speed, fast delivery, and global, worldwide availability. All these values have allowed us to expand worldwide. There are more than 2 gigawatts installed with Aerocompact structures in the world. And from now on, we can add Portugal to that list of countries. Okay, so we will now do a quick overview. I will do a quick overview of Aerotool, which is our leading design software for commercial solar projects. At the end of the presentation, the PowerPoint presentation, Christian Frasser, my colleague, will do an online tutorial on how to do a quick project. So what is Aerotool? Aerotool is a powerful 3D planning software engineering tool. Okay, we give you, the customer and employees, a tool to plan and engineer solar systems worldwide via Google Maps, and to create a project report with location specific static calculations in just a quick few easy steps. So Aerotool offers Google Maps, roof layouts, fast and easy project reviews, structural calculations according to EN regulations. It considers all the shadows, has a central project management, saves resources, layout assembly for all the projects, a bill of materials output, and a calculation of yield. So, for example, at the end of the planning process, you will generate an extensive planning report, which includes, as you see here, layout plans, static information for ballasting, and other parameters relevant to the project. So, easy planning offers static calculations, as you can see here. If you can see here, it gives you numbers. This is the number of ballast this east-west configuration requires. Okay, so for example here, Christian will give you more details, but this is a long tray which requires 10 ballast stones. Okay, so it really does calculate to the millimeter the amount of kilograms ballast it requires the installation. And it also provides a 3D Google layout and also all the electrical layout. So we offer two Aerotool versions. The majority of you will have access to the Aerotool standard version, and within Solarshop they have access to Aerotool Pro, which we do as well within the company. And in order for you to get a free test account, please go ahead, go to aerocompact.com, click on the Aerotool menu at the top, and just click on Create a Test Account. Okay, you will get your free test account. Okay, so now we go into the important part, which is I'm going to dedicate this part to the line of products we offer. As I said before, we have 4 lines of products. We have the compact flat, which is the flat roof structures, ground for the ground structures, and the metal for the metal roofs, and compact pitch, which is for residential roofs. In this webinar, we're going to concentrate on flat and the metal range. Okay, so solutions for your commercial and industrial projects. Before we start looking at these structures, I just want to start with the compact clamp, which is used in all our structures. Okay, there's one solution for less parts and a fast installation. What makes this different to other clamps is, I don't know if you can see here, there's it has grounding pins integrated. Okay, so when you do installation and you clamp the clamp onto the module, the grounding pin will scratch the anodized part of the module, and it will ground the line of modules. Okay, so what this does, this saves you a lot of time and money on the installation. Okay, so, and it's also adjustable to between 30 and 46 millimeters, and it all comes pre-assembled. And the way it works is very easy to clip onto the modules and onto the actual system. So here we have the middle clamp, and then here we have the end clamp. Okay, the end clamp comes in 60 millimeter length and 80 millimeter. 80 millimeter is for the flat roof installations, and they're also available in black, just in case you require it for your project. Okay, so the compact flat is a bracket-based flat roof system. Okay, with this system, we revolutionized the world of PV substructures. We challenged the standard rail substructure on the market and designed a structure based on aluminium brackets. Okay, which are the brackets here. This made a name for Aerocompact. This is what got us well known all over the world. Okay, it has been installed well globally and continues to be our main bestseller in the company. So, sorry. So let's start with the S, which is our basic south-facing flat structure. This is available in inclinations of 5, 10, and 15 degrees. Okay, it's very flexible, adaptable. Okay, we believe it's the most flexible system on the market. It's very easy to transport and very easy to keep in stock. And and it has been aerodynamically tested in our wind tunnel. So it has a very high installation speed. The water flow on the roof is not disturbed. The water can flow freely, and it's all metal components. As you can see here, for example, it comes with ballast trays. Okay, ballasting can go on top of the brackets or on ballast trays. So you have long ballast trays, which are these, and you also have short ballast trays. The majority of our clients prefer using ballasting, but there are some clients that want to screw the structure onto the roof. So we also have roof connections. Okay, if there's any complications with the static calculations of the structure of installation, then we recommend a hybrid installation, which is using roof connections and ballast, a mix of both. So it is quite a flexible system overall. Okay, so now we go into the S10 Plus. This is our east-west option, as you can see here. Okay, it's only available in a 10 degrees inclination. This is our biggest seller. It has all the benefits highlighted previously with the south facing. However, this one has other benefits. For example, it uses less material. There's no need for wind deflectors. As you can see, there's no wind deflectors. There's less ballast required. It makes very good use of roof space, and possibly, more importantly for many clients, is that it's a more economical option as well. Okay, so
João, I'm sorry to interrupt. Não sei se estão todos a compreender, pronto, como é em inglês, mas reparem, todas estas peças, a primeira grande vantagem de não verem uma peça de plástico aqui. Não há plástico. Não há uma única peça de plástico. Porque há fabricantes que de facto estão a 25 anos de garantia, mas quer dizer, aquilo está cheio de plástico, depois fica ao sol. Se eu acredito muito bem nessa garantia de 25 anos, nem por isso. Ok? Aqui não vem uma única peça em plástico. Temos a grande vantagem dos clampos para fazer a terra, é só preciso apertar. Os próprios clampos já trazem já uma molazinha para não caírem, ok? Para não haverem lá, terem que andar a segurar nos Gs, nos topos e nos meios. O sistema é que o transporte das peças para as coberturas é extremamente simples. São peças de alumínio e de inox leves e que encaixam umas nas outras. Okay? Ou seja, vão umas caixas com este material, tem lá o material todo em cima, é fácil de transportar, de levar de um lado para o outro, é mesmo muito, muito, muito prático, ok? Tanto na versão sul como nesta versão este-oeste. Na versão este-oeste ainda é mais simples, porque não são menos peças ainda, está bem? João, I'm sorry to interrupt, please continue.
No, es verdad, nada de plástico, todo es aluminio, todo está feito en Europa. Todo. Ok, voy a continuar. Okay, this is the SN2. Okay, this is our new flat structure. It was released in March of this year. This is going to be our new rail-based. Okay, so the other one was brackets, and this is a rail-based system. This allows you to use bigger modules. Okay, so for example, you can see here, it allows you to use modules in length 2,384 millimeters in length. So we're looking at bigger panels. The market keeps changing. Many people prefer bigger panels. Other people prefer to use the smaller panels. So we have a structure for each use. Okay, so as before, it all comes pre-assembled as well. So a few parts.
Sorry to interrupt you again, João.
No, tranquilo.
Como muitos de vocês sabem, não é? Nós não somos adeptos de módulos muito grandes. Mais de 550, 560 watts para nós já é um bocadinho o limite do que achamos razoável. Não por nada em especial, mas apenas porque, de facto, são painéis que são muito grandes. Em instalações grandes de 10 megawatts, 100 megawatts, mas nestes casos, ok? epá, por mais que os fabricantes digam que não, já se vê nas notícias muitos problemas. Porquê? Porque o painel, como é tão grande, começa a fazer uma barriga para baixo. Isto a longo prazo danifica as células, a estrutura, etc. Ok? Apesar desta estrutura estar certificada, epá, eu gosto sempre de chamar a atenção para muito cuidado com os módulos de grandes dimensões, ok? No futuro acho que vai haver, na nossa opinião, que vai haver muitos problemas com microcrackings e painéis fora de garantia devido a isto, não? Ok? I'm sorry, João, to interrupt. This is...
No, pero este sistema pode ser usado tamén con painéis máis pequenos, pero bueno, eu estou de acordo con Pedro tamén.
Ok. Uma parte não tem nada a ver com a estrutura, mas uma parte,
Sim.
cuidado com os painéis grandes, ok?
Con os
Volta a
painéis
insistir.
grandes, sí, correcto.
Okay.
Okay, so this allows long side clamping and short side clamping. There is some manufacturers of panels that prefer long side clamping, so this structure allows you long side clamping. Okay, and there's various possibilities of ballast mounting. For example, here you see the ballast goes on top of the rail with clamps. There's clamps available to clamp the ballast on the system. Okay, so there is quite a few options here. As you see, there's short side clamping, long side clamping, allows south facing, east west facing. At the moment, it's only available for landscape, but at the end of the summer, we're going to bring an option to do portrait installations as well. Okay, so that could be interesting. I'm not sure about Portugal, but in Spain, there's a lot of portrait installations with flat roofs. And also we have 3 rail structure options with the SN2. So the multi-components can only be used with short side clamping for smaller panels. And then we have the connected structure, rail structure, and the long rail structure for long side clamping. And this allows for 20 different ways, system variants. Okay, so this SN2 system, it just came out, so we're all pretty new to the system, but it's going to offer lots of flexibility and cover any installation projects you may have. You can see all the variants on our webpage with more detail. Okay, so I would just like to show you a brief video so you can get a better feel for this system. Okay. Okay, and some examples of projects with these type of flat structures. These are all done with the the first one we saw, or the East-West, the S10 Plus. Okay, so IKEA Austria, New York, and Austria again, USA, and one of our most emblematic projects is the Helsinki Music Hall. This was done last summer. And it was a very interesting project for the company. Okay, we will now look at the compact metal family. Okay, these are structures used for mounting PV modules on metal sheet roofs, such as trapezoidal, corrugated, or standing seam metal sheet roofs. Okay, on this diagram, okay, we see the compact metal construction kit. Okay, which is formed by many individual parts that, when combined with each other, can suit any metal roof projects you may have. So let's start with the TS. This is suitable for any metal roof, including trapezoidal or sandwich panel. This is only suitable for horizontal installations, and the TS comprises of a micro rail and a clamp. Okay, the micro rail is available in 80 and 150 millimeters length. This is our, here you can see in more detail. This is our most.
Sorry to interrupt me again. Eu peço a todos que estejam mesmo extremamente atentos, porque isto é uma solução extremamente interessante, mesmo muito, muito interessante. Estejam atentos que vai valer a pena, está bem?
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. This TS is our basic setup. Okay, so all you need is a micro rail, as I said, available in 80 or 150 millimeters, and our clamp. And this is a very popular solution because it's very easy to install, and of course the price is a very competitive price. Okay, so you can also give the structure elevation. So we have an elevator called the EL05. Okay, this raises the height by a total of 15 millimeters, and this is very appropriate to provide more airflow under the structure. Okay, this is possibly ideal for warm climates like in Portugal, in many areas of Portugal. And another variant is using the tilt adapter or the elevator. Okay, so what we do here, we add an inclination with a tilt adapter, and it's available in 100 millimeters and 180 millimeters. So as you can see here, using the tilt adapter, we have given the installation some inclination to, I don't know, maybe make better use of the sun. However, we use this tilt adapter for very projects where we have difficulty in finding a solution. For example, here in this project in Italy, this was a vaulted roof, and using the tilt adapter, we gave the roof inclination. So we managed to make an installation using the form of the roof. Okay, we have quite a few projects with these type of roofs. Here in Spain, they use a lot in fishing factories, canning factories, and it's a very popular solution we have. And let me just check. Okay, so now we move on to the TL. Okay, the TL is a bridge system. Okay, so this system is suitable for portrait installations. So the TS horizontal.
João, can you go back to the previous slide?
To the Italy one, yeah.
The other one. Back again. Okay.
Back.
This one is.
No, this one. Yeah.
No, the other one.
I know.
Sorry. Ok. Neste momento, existe uma grande guerra no mercado por preços aos clientes. Então, anda-se a poupar onde já não se deve poupar. Que é, primeiro, na qualidade do material das estruturas que são instaladas. Vemos aí marcas chinesas, marcas mesmo europeias com qualidade duvidosa, cheia de plásticos, etc. E poupa-se muito em tudo, até na altura do perfil. O que é que vai acontecer no futuro com os anos nas instalações que se estão a fazer agora?
Mas num futuro muito próximo, Pedro. Num futuro muito próximo, não é? Num futuro muito longínquo.
Exatamente, sim. Aliás, já começa a acontecer. Em Espanha já se vê em casos destes. O telhado tem uma inclinação, ok? A distância entre o painel e a chapa sanduíche é muito reduzida e em pouco tempo, que está cheio de porcarias, dejetos, de pássaros, penas, folhas de árvores caem, e com a temperatura, aquilo tudo seco, é uma questão de tempo até começar tudo a arder. Literalmente. E os fogos provocados por painéis solares, com tensões DC, quem é que apaga aquilo? Ninguém, nem os próprios bombeiros vão lá acima. Okay? Por isso, esta solução da Aerocompact, eles têm um perfil mais barato, de qualidade, mas tem pouca altura, ok? E depois tem este aumento, que pode dar, agora esqueci-me, acho que é 5 a 10 centímetros de altura, para, primeiro, o módulo não aquecer tanto, depois, para passar a área e arrefecer os painéis lá nesse tipo de telhados, e segundo, para esse tipo de sujidade não provocar incêndios no futuro. Ok? Isto é mesmo muito importante. É um problema que vai começar a aparecer, é um problema que vai manchar a energia solar. Isto vai começar a criar problemas de imagem para as empresas e medo para as empresas. Então, esta é uma forma que vocês tenham de oferecer ao cliente, apesar de ligeiramente mais caro, no valor global da instalação é quase insignificante, é como bons conectores MC4, também se não é algo que nos devemos poupar. E vocês podem apresentar ao cliente, olha, com isto, painel vai produzir mais, porque aquece tanto, e não vai ter incêndios no futuro. A fábrica não vai arder. Ok? João, next slide, please.
Yeah. I just want to ask a question. Christian, are you there? My colleague.
I think.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Christian.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Christian, quick question. Are we releasing in Intersolar a new version where the rail and the adapter are incorporated into one piece? Is that?
Yes, there will be so-called TSE 15.
TSE 15.
And yeah, that will be officially released with Intersolar, which has a higher distance from the roof to the module.
Okay, so...
Okay, muito interessante. Pelos vistos, eu não sabia. Vão apresentar agora esta semana na Intersolar a versão em que o rail e o aumento é tudo já uma peça, em vez de terem que comprar as peças separadas, ok? Ainda mais interessante é. João, can you go to the next slide, please? Ok, isto também é extremamente interessante. Primeiro, para telhados, coberturas que têm pouca inclinação e a virada norte, por exemplo, instalações industriais em que existe um telhado virada norte, conseguimos dar aqui alguns graus de foco de forma a ficar virada a sul. Coberturas, mesmo que viradas a sul com pouca inclinação, ok? E coberturas com pouca inclinação em que se quer dar, de facto, um efeito este-oeste. As peças são todas as mesmas, os acessórios são sempre todos os mesmos, os planos, os tops e os meios. O perfil base é sempre o mesmo, é só esta peça que permite a inclinação da distância até ao telhado, e de facto apresentarem aos clientes uma solução que mais nenhum instalador vai poder oferecer. Okay? Nesta guerra de preços que vemos hoje, que há N empresas de energia solar, pessoas que não fazem ideia do que estão a fazer, isto é uma forma de vocês apresentarem aos clientes uma solução distinta e conseguem pôr mais margem e ganhar obras. E fazer as coisas em condições também, não é? Porque isto é mais importante. Ok? João, thank you very much. Okay,
thank you. Okay, so we're moving on to the bridge system. This is suitable for portrait installations, and the bridges, which are these, they're available in 250 millimeters and 350 millimeters in length. So again, we have the most basic of configurations, which is the bridge and the clamp. Okay. That's the basic configuration. As before, we can also add some elevation to the installation, okay, to provide more airflow. And as we previously saw, we can use a tilt adapter. This is quite popular because portrait installations, they always like to give it some inclination. So with this, you can give it up to 15 degrees inclination. It's possible with this adapter. And this is a very popular way of installing in portrait mode. Okay, so here we see, for example, the TL bridge rail with the tilt adapter. You can see it there. Okay, so both used in conjunction. This gives it some inclination. And in the following example, okay, notice that the roof is rounded, and the inclination made this possible to install this kind of to install the solar panels. Okay, and okay, so I'm going to move quickly through the TM range of clamps. I'm not sure if in Portugal it's very popular, these kind of standing seam roofs. In Spain, you're starting to see them more and more, these type of roofs. They're usually made of steel and zinc. And what we have is, this is a standing seam clamp, okay? So what it does, it just clamps onto the standing seam. There's no need to make holes on the roof and no screws. So it's a very clean installation for these type of roofs. I'm not sure, guys, if this is very popular in Portugal, or maybe it's becoming more popular. But
starting to see something, but not
too much.
Not too much.
Not too much. Okay, and for example, here's a small example of the TM system. We used it on the stands of the Audi field in Washington, DC. It's home to the football team DC United. Okay, it was quite an interesting project. And here you can see the White House. Yeah, it's just there. Okay, so, and finally, the TR. Okay, this is one of our newer structures. We presented it in Janeiro in Madrid, in the Solar Festival in Madrid. And this was the winner of the Best Innovation Award at the Solar Solutions International Show in Amsterdam. The TR has been designed in collaboration with panel manufacturers like Kinspan and Fisher. We did it together, and the TR has been designed to be used specifically for sandwich panel roofs. Okay, this means that with this kind of structure, there's no need for approval by the panel manufacturer to install solar structures or panels. And an installation with this system will protect the warranty of the panel manufacturer, the module, and our personal warranty of 25 years. Okay, so what happens with solar panels with other structures, the layers at the top can easily separate when there's a strong gust of wind or with time. Normally the structure is just screwed directly to the top layer, and it's not very stable, to be honest. So we have solved the issue with the TR. There's a patented system by us, and it's a fastening system, and it's the first solution in the market that doesn't damage the sandwich panel. This has been accomplished by connecting directly to the purlin, the beam below, okay, with self-drilling support screws. You can see here the support screw goes directly to the purlin of the building. So all the pressure of the panel is on top of the beam, not the sandwich panel. It comes down to the beam. So this protects the roof completely. There should be no issues. And let me see. Okay, and actually this project, we finished it last month. This is our most emblematic project using TR. It was done in Brandenburg in Germany, and this covers an area of almost 10,000 square meters, 4,600 modules, nearly 2 megawatts of installation. I think at the moment it's considered one of Europe's largest PV installations on sandwich panels. So we're quite proud of this project. Thank you very much. Obrigado for listening to me. I hope I have provided an overview of who we are as a company, our philosophy, and how our products can help with your solar projects. I look forward to working with Solarshop, with Pedro and Andre and all the team. And I thank you for this opportunity. Obrigado a todos. And if what we're going to do now, I'm going to ask my colleague Christian to maybe show us Aerotool, which I think is quite an interesting tool that you can use, okay, and get the projects started. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and Christian, you can go ahead and start.
Yeah, we'll do so. Okay, also hello everybody from my side. We are doing now a short demo of how Aerotool is working, can be used during your daily work. After logging in, you have this home screen here, from where you always start. So on the left side, you have a list of your recent planned projects, and in the middle part you can see news and so on, which will be shared whenever they are released, if there is an update, in a product update or whatever. Let's jump right in. So I think I will make it a little bit bigger for you to see a little bit more. We create now a new project. So just clicking on here, and just give it a name. So it's quite a few points you have to fill in here. So giving the project a name, type in who has done the planning. It's as an information. If you open up a project later on, you can very quickly identify who has done the initial planning. And then you have, of course, you have to define a location where the project or the building will be. So we are using here, like Johan said before, Google Maps. I just looked for a location before the webinar to be prepared a little bit. So you see, I put in now the longitude and latitude informations here. You can also type in the street name as usual when you are using Google Maps. So you will get a map where you are. When we zoom in a little bit, we can see, are we at the correct building or not? You can also simply just choose another building when it should be the wrong one for some reason. And then just press on save project location, and the address is taken into the fields. On the right here, you can also define a shipping address. If you know from the beginning that the material should be delivered to the project site, you can already fill it in here. So you can either do it manually or with this arrow, just copy it to the right side. Okay, so let's save and move to the next step. So the next part will be the definition of the roof you have. So as a first step, you have to decide, or you have to choose if it's either a pitch roof or a flat roof. And you have some options up here. So you have this dual pitch, a hip roof, mono pitch roof, or a flat roof. Using those options, you can see here you have to define the ridge length and the width. So A and B, for example, for this flat roof. The other option is, that's the one we are normally working with, is this customized roof shape. So there is one for pitched roof and one for flat roof. The big advantage there is that you can draw the roof manually according to the, for example, if you have a good Google Maps image, you can work with that. Alternatively, you can also upload a roof drawing, for example, to use it as a background image. It always depends a little bit with which one is more comfortable. But yeah, like I said, we normally using the customized one. So for that, you just have to define a building height in millimeters. We take now 10 meters. And we are planning now a flat roof. You have to define also the slope of the roof. So also when you have a flat roof, you will never have 0-degree slope because the water has to move away somehow. Otherwise, you would have a swimming pool on the roof. Next thing is defining the roofing type. So if you have a membrane roof, a bitumen roof, gravel roof, green roof, there are a few different options you can choose from. The main difference there is only the friction coefficient, which we calculate with. So as you can imagine, on a membrane or PVC roof, the friction is lower than on a bitumen roof, just as an example. So at the end, it means you need maybe a little bit more ballast on a PVC roof than on a bitumen one. So yeah, roofing is defined. Then we can choose the product type here. So as you heard before, we have the compact flat SN. So the first 2, the SN2, and also the bracket-based systems with compact flat S. The GS system, just as an information, that's for green roofs. So there we have a little bit more elevation from the roof surface, but I don't think that will be relevant for your region. We have it mainly in Switzerland. They have a lot of green roofs, and that's why that product was developed. We will go now with the compact flat S10 Plus, so the east-west configuration. And yeah, let's complete wind, snow load, and parapet. Just do it. Just put in something here. And yeah, like Juan already said before, we have for almost all countries in Europe, we have the local snow and wind loads in our software, so that we always calculate with the correct values. You can see it here when you click on now snow load, the map will open up again, and you will see the different zones you have in your country. And yeah, for the snow load, it's quite easy. Just choose the zone you have, and the snow load is calculated. It's anyway in Portugal. The snow is not the biggest issue, I would say. So maybe sometimes you will have some troubles with the wind load, especially when you are directly at the coast. But like Juan said, with our systems, we normally find a proper solution to fix everything properly. Yeah, wind load. You can see here again, we have zone A and zone B all over Portugal. Zone B is especially on the coast, and zone A is more inland. And on top here, I think that's a mountain area or something like that. Yeah, you choose again, you choose your zone. So we go with zone E now. And then you have to also define the category you are in. So these categories came from the EN, the Eurocode standards, and they have done a separation based on the location you are. When you scroll in here now, you can also activate the satellite images. What you have to do here is to check a little bit the surroundings of your project. Like here, we are in a commercial area, so a lot of industrial buildings around there. So here we can go with the category 3. So it's area with regular cover or vegetation or buildings with a separation of maximum 20 times the obstacle height. So it's always a description there to get a better feeling which zone to choose. Just jump to Google Maps real quick. For example, when your building is like here, so you have almost no buildings around. Yeah, there are a few trees, fields, and so on. So when we would have to plan in this area, we would have to go with category 1, I would say. So it's not a lot around it, but just to for you to get a feeling how to choose the different categories. And it's quite an important part, because yeah, if you choose the wrong one, depending on the category you choose, the wind load will be calculated. So if you calculate, let's say, too good here, that can have an impact during heavy wind situations. Let's say it that way. So we choose now category 3. You see the wind load was calculated, and here you can do now a wind load reduction. That's also written in the Eurocode, so it's allowed to reduce the wind loads slightly. You have here the option 50 years is standard, and you can do it 35, 25 years. It would be possible for 20 years also, but we never do it. So we gave 25 years warranty, so we say, okay, up to 25 years reduction we can do, but we don't go below. The difference is, just as to show it real quick, we are talking now from 0.779, which is the standard wind load there. When we go to 25 years, we can reduce it to 0.697. Yeah, it's sometimes it helps when we have projects with where we have static not problems but difficulties to get a proper static, or if there are regulations from structural engineer, for example, that you are only allowed to put on a certain amount of weight on the roof in addition. When we go now to draw, we get again the Google image. Here you can change between Google, Bing, and Google HD. It's always depending on the location you are, if you have this Google HD available or not. But the Google is normally always good enough to do the planning. Yeah, you have with this pen here, you can draw out the roof you have. There you have the option to make it manually. So whatever shape you have. The second option would be to here we are, to draw a rectangle only. And you also have the option for drawing a circle, but that's not really for the building itself, but when you have chimneys on a roof, for example, a round one, you can use that. I will use now this guiding tool here. That's how we normally do it. So we take this length as a reference. And the good thing now is, you see, when I draw the rectangle, it's always orientated directly south or north. When I press now the shift button, it aligns to the building site I have chosen from. Yeah, just really quick. I think it has to be 100% accurate in the moment. So you outline your building, and when you are back on your starting point, you can see the mouse, the cursor jumps into to this area, and you can close the line, and you have outlined this roof now, for example. The same applies now. As you can see here, we have some interference objects on the roof. There are, again, you have two possibilities. You can either draw the interference objects in here, like this. Yeah, you can draw it from the beginning. And on the right up here, you see the interference areas. Here you can also define the height of these interference objects. That's in case you want to use the shadow calculation. Then you can define it. So when you say, let's just try some different numbers just to show you afterwards how it looks like. Yeah, once the roof is drawn, we have here this arrow, and with this arrow we identify the orientation, how the modules should look like. So you can see here, when I place it, for example, here, all the modules will be orientated according to this edge of the roof. That's quite an important one, or important thing to do. If you don't do it, the software automatically will orientate the modules directly to the south. So it's sometimes it makes sense to do it that way, but most of the time you are losing space on the roof, and you can, at the end, you cannot put as much modules on the roof as you maybe want to have. Okay, so everything is drawn. I click on save. And save again as we filled out all the data. Here we get a short message, just in case if you, it's just an information that if you change anything on the roof, you have to redo the layout. The next step is selection of the PV modules. So we have in Aerotool a big database with hundreds of different module manufacturers. So normally everything you're looking for should be there. If not, just let us know, and we can add up the missing module in the database. That's normally possible within a few minutes, maybe an hour. Based on the database, you can choose your module. I will take now just a random one to continue. So next step is the design tab. Here you do a little bit more specifications to the system itself. For example, for this east-west, we can define if we want to have the short distance, or the short connector in between here, or the long one. So you can see now we have the long one with 350 millimeters. When I activate the short distance, it changes to the short connector, and the gap will be 182 only. That's a layouting issue, or topic. So it always depends on the project. US Alpine system is normally not relevant for Portugal. That's just when you have heavy snow loads, you can put in an additional bracket in the middle of the module. You can include jumper pipes for cable here, and like I told before, we have here the friction coefficient, which is with 0.5 for membrane roofs. So that's that coefficient is based on tests our engineers have conducted, and it's an average value. If you have, or the other way around, you can also do, when you have a project, you can do a friction measurement on your roof to check what's the actual friction value, and we can use that for calculation if needed. And down here are some options for ballasting, but you will anyway get used to that once you're working with Aerotool. So we'll not go into too much details right now. On the right side here, you can define your ballast block dimensions and weight. That's quite useful because it depends a little bit on the region, which blocks are available and which are not. So we have as a standard block, we have this 8 kilogram block with 300 by 200 by 60. So yeah, that's just quite a standard dimension here in Austria. So we had to define something. So that's why this block is in there. If you have a different one, you just change it according to the specifications you have. Yeah, below that you have the option for roof anchoring if it's needed. Like I said, if you are, for example, directly at the coast, it can be necessary that you need to install some roof anchors to properly fix the system on the roof. But yeah, normally it's a last option to realize a project. So most of our customers don't use it because yeah, it's always a little bit kind of a problem to attach anchors on the roof, especially if you have to drill through the roof surface. Yeah, and on the bottom you have a module layout plan, so there you can define your module field sizes and the distance to the roof edge. Yeah, like I said, there are a few points to play with. We will keep it now as a standard. So when we press save and go to the layout area, we can see the software has done now our automatic module alignment. Yeah, which normally has to be adapted a little bit. Like I told you before, we have put in this interference objects here. So you can see now, depending on the height I have defined, they will be shown different. And you have up here this calculate shades option. When we activate that real quick, we will get a little bit information about which modules will be affected by shadow, for example, from the parapet here, or also from the interference objects we have on the roof. So you can see here we have only 100 millimeter height, so the shading is not an issue at all. This one is the one with 1 meter height, so yeah, it has more effect on shadowing modules. The higher it is, of course. To show you that. And you also have here the option show background image. And yeah, activating that, you can see that the Google image is basically shown as a background. It makes it easier for planning. There are some short keys when you go to this question mark on the left here. Yeah, that's some helpful informations. And here you also get some short keys which are quite useful when planning. Just as an example, if I press H here, the modules are going to be transparent, so you can see the background better. Back to this. So using that, I can say, okay, I can do the planning more accurate now, as I'm seeing a little bit what's underneath. So delete this. What's this? Missed one. So I will just do it real quick now, just to show you what can be done in the system. That way, move a little bit up here. Yes, just that as well. Again. So just as a rough planning here. So let's assume the layout is fine, like it is. So yeah, moving modules everywhere you need it. Once it is considered as fine, we can move on either to the next step, or what we can do as well is we have here the option for a 3D view. And that's quite a nice feature, especially for your customers. So when I activate now Google Maps HD, again, advanced parameters. So we can adjust here a little bit the depth where we are. Especially, I have now just assumed that the building is 10 meter high. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower. That's why it was not shown, or the modules were not shown before. So we can quite nicely show the customer also how the module or the project will look like. For example, if I want to show him this view, I can click here on take a screenshot. That's safe. It's like this. Just making 1-2 screenshots, and those will then also be included in the project report, and it gives also your customers a better feeling how everything will look like. Okay, so the next step will be the static. Click on it. Depending on the project size, it can last a couple of minutes until you get the static results, but normally it's quite fast. Yeah. So when we scroll in here, you can see now for all the module fields, 1, 2, 3, 4, the static was calculated, and you can see based on the numbers here how many of these 8 kilogram blocks we have chosen now have to be placed and where. So 1 here, 2 here, 4 here in the middle on this bracket, and yeah, and based on that, it has to be ballasted at the end on the roof. When there is a static problem, here for example, it's not a problem. Here we have a short ballast tray to use. Yeah, when there is a problem with the statics, if there is an overload or he has to put more ballast on the brackets than you actually can, the affected modules will be shown in red, and you will get it is written in there overload, and then you have a visual idea where there are problems, and then then we have to look what's possible, what can be done. Do we have an option to maybe modify the module layout or whatever. Yeah, if the static is fine, you go to next step is the output page. So I skip now the CAD plan. It's basically the same information as here in the static. But yeah, you can do there a few measurements and so on. On the output page, you will get your bill of material. So it's mentioned how much of each part you will need to install the project. And yeah, you can export a PDF or Excel file from this bill of material. And on top here, you can create your project report. You can change the language here. I think Portuguese is not yet available. Just in case once it is. Yeah, we normally do it. We do this compressed PDF just to reduce the file size a little bit. We don't show the prices here. And on the right, you can also define which additional informations you want to have in the report. That's always, yeah. It's at the end, it's your decision what you want to have in the reports. You can put in extended structural calculation details. You can include the list of materials. When you have the Pro license and doing also the electric part of the system, those can be attached to the report as well. Yeah, then just click on project report and the generation starts. Okay, then we get a report out of it. So the report is basically exactly the same what you have done in the Aero tool itself. So it's front page, table of content, disclaimer, and then you have the project data. Project name, who was planning, the total size of the project, the address, shipping address. You will get an image of the location where you are. Then here you have your 3D view images we have taken. And then, yeah, it's basically everything you have defined in Aero tool is shown here again. So the roof information, snow load, wind load, module data. Here you have the design area, which system, which connector you have chosen with static coefficient, which ballast zone. Yeah, the layout, really quick, the layout with background image, an installation plan, the roof dimensions, the static page. Here you get some additional static informations. And you have your bill of material at the end and disclaimer again. So yeah, that's basically how the project report will look like in the end. Yeah, that's basically it. So just to give you a little bit of an idea how the Aero tool is working.
Brilliant.
And yeah, it's quite a fast and easy way to plan your projects, and you can be 100% sure that the calculation will be fine. Doesn't matter if there is a strong wind occasion or okay.
Brilliant. Thank you,
Okay,
Christian.
so
That was great.
I would
Thank
say
you,
that's
Christian.
from my
Brilliant.
side.
Pronto, pessoal,
Yeah.
como viram, tem o seu tempo, demora o seu tempo, mas é uma das aplicações mais completas do mercado, ok? Portanto, o que é que isto vos faz? Faz com que vocês possam apresentar todo o projeto. No final vai aparecer a lista de todo o material necessário e se tiverem a versão standard, aparece-vos também o preço, ok? O preço é o preço PVP, depois vocês sabem o vosso desconto e sabem o vosso custo total da obra, pá, o que é uma grande mais-valia, ok? Qualquer dúvida que tenham no decorrer, os nossos técnicos estarão cá também para vos ajudar, ok? Y para vos poder dar a melhor solución. Juan, nos han hecho una cuestión, bueno, nos han hecho dos clientes, ¿vale? Que ellos necesitan estructura para, imagínate, un bloque de...
Para fachada.
Exactamente, para fachada.
Sí,
¿Tenemos, no tenemos? ¿Podemos tener, no podemos tener? ¿Cómo lo ves?
de momento no entran en nuestros planes, la verdad. Cada vez se ve más ese tipo de estructuras, pero la última vez que lo comenté, porque en España también lo piden mucho y no hay planes en este momento para ese tipo de estructuras.
Vale.
Sí, lo siento.
Si no hay, no hay.
Pero hay
Vale.
empresas que sí que han eso, que yo las vi en Genera, pero hay alguna que sí.
Vale,
Sí. A lo
vale,
mejor
perfecto.
Intersolar también seguro que va a haber.
Sí, pero la idea sería hacerlo todo con vosotros,
Ya,
no. Bueno,
pero de momento no.
pero é o que é. Bem, pessoal, como perceberam, para fachadas todavia não há, ok? Outra pergunta, para tejados, pero con tela. ¿Sabes lo que
Tejado
el
plano.
TPO? Sí.
Sí,
Tejados
eso,
planos con... Sí.
sí.
¿Cómo sería la solución, Juan?
En Aerotool escoges TPO y la opción de el acabado de la cubierta y ya te... Sí, un sistema normal de lastre, de ballast.
Vale,
Funciona,
vale.
sin problema. E
Pronto,
sim,
também temos solução para o TPO com Aerocompact, ok? Como vos dissemos inicialmente, portanto, em termos de comercial e industrial, é a solução, ou é a empresa com melhores com melhores soluções para este tipo de comercial e industrial. Para tipo de residencial ainda estão muito feitos para os telhados do sul, peço desculpa, do centro e do norte da Europa, portanto são telhados com muito melhores acabamentos do que os telhados em Portugal. Como sabem, isto aqui vê-se um bocadinho de tudo e por vezes temos de ser um pouco MacGyvers para que consigamos fazer bem a aplicação da obra. Com o tempo, como é lógico, e com a utilização, possivelmente eles se vão adaptando um bocadinho às nossas necessidades e precisamos ter a solução completa. Juan, ¿alguna cosa más?
No, bueno, todas las estructuras vienen con protección para que no haya problemas cuando se pone encima del TPO o del PVC, vienen ya con protección. ¿Vale? Y para que el agua también pueda correr
Pasar,
por abajo,
claro,
pasar.
Claro, exactamente.
Sí.
Não sei se tem mais alguma questão que nós possamos responder. De todas as formas, como é lógico, outras questões surgirão. É com a utilização, com o dimensionamento, com a utilização do Aerotool, portanto, aí surgirão uma data de questões. Podem falar com os nossos técnicos que eles vos responderão. Qualquer dúvida que nós tenhamos também recorremos diretamente ao Juan ou a qualquer um dos seus colegas para nos poder ajudar e dar-vos a solução o mais prontamente possível, está bem? Se não temos mais nada, desde já agradecer-vos a vossa presença, dizer-vos que nós temos estoque de todas as soluções da Aerocompact já nas nossas instalações. Temos mais estoque, como é lógico, da parte comercial e industrial, porque é onde achamos que nós teremos maior taxa de sucesso e porque vem trazer ou vem retirar muitas das lacunas que até aqui Infelizmente, como o Pedro referiu anteriormente, achamos que com as aplicações um pouco defeituosas, porque o cliente quer o preço mais baixo, com a acumulação de lixo, de sujidade e com um tempo não muito grande, nós achamos que entre 3 a 5 anos começaram infelizmente a haver aí diversos problemas em muitas instalações e isto é o que vai separar depois o trigo do joio, amigos. Portanto, é a diferença entre o nosso nome ficar um pouco manchado ou não ficar. Achamos que o solar vai passar ali durante uns meses por alguma desconfiança e temos que rebater essa desconfiança, como é lógico. Mas é por isso que nós tentamos sempre estar um bocadinho à frente do tempo e do mercado e oferecer-vos soluções diferenciadas, ok? Pronto, já não vos quero tomar mais o vosso tempo, uma vez que já não há mais dúvidas. Qualquer situação que tenham, podem falar com os vossos comerciais ou connosco diretamente, portanto estamos cá para vos poder ajudar. Agradecer-vos a todos o vosso tempo, agradecer ao Juan e ao colega também a disponibilidade. Um bem-aja a todos, um bom dia, boa semana e que venham muitas instalações, ok?